Pay attention to this footage. Funeral home security camera. A reception after a memorial service. In the corner, away from the crowd, a woman and a man are standing close together. She's 72, he's 45. She pulls him toward her, and then she kisses him. Not a peck, not a quick goodbye, a real kiss. Her hands on his face, his hands on her waist. 11 seconds. Behind them, on an easel, is a photo of the deceased, a woman, 43 years old. That woman is her daughter, his wife. They buried her 3 hours ago. This footage would destroy one life, end another, and reveal a secret that had been hiding for 6 years. But here's what makes this case so twisted. The man in that video wasn't a predator. He was the prey. And by the time anyone figured that out, he was already dead. March 2017. Claire Whitmore is 37 years old. Graphic designer. The kind of person who remembers everyone's birthday and actually sends cards. She brings home a man she's been dating for 4 months, Daniel Mercer, 39 years old. Architect, quiet, kind, devoted in a way that feels almost old-fashioned. Claire wants her mother to meet him. She's nervous. Margaret Whitmore has never approved of anyone Claire dated. Too young, too old, too ambitious. Not ambitious enough. There was always something wrong. But this time is different. Margaret takes one look at Daniel and her entire demeanor changes. He's wonderful, Claire. Don't let this one get away. Claire is thrilled. Finally, her mother approves. What Claire doesn't realize, what she won't realize for 6 years, is that her mother doesn't approve of Daniel for her. Margaret wants Daniel for herself. It starts small, a hand on his arms that lingers too long. Text messages just checking in when Claire is at work, comments about how lucky Claire is, delivered while looking directly at Daniel. Daniel notices. He's uncomfortable, but he loves Claire, and he doesn't want to cause problems. He tells himself Margaret is just affectionate, just a little too friendly. Nothing sinister. He's wrong. To understand what happened to Daniel Mercer, you need to understand Claire Whitmore. Claire was sunshine. That's the only way to describe her. She walked into a room and everything got brighter. She made everyone feel like they mattered. Claire and Daniel got married in 2018. Small ceremony, backyard wedding. Margaret planned most of it, insisted on it, actually. Looking back, Margaret was always there. Every holiday, every weekend. She'd show up unannounced with groceries, with gifts, with reasons to stay for dinner. Claire thought it was sweet. She had no idea. For 5 years, the marriage was happy. Daniel and Claire talked about having kids. They renovated their house together. They built a life. And for 5 years, Margaret waited. She never stopped. The texts, the touches, the comments. Daniel told me once that Margaret made him uncomfortable, but he didn't know how to bring it up to Claire. He didn't want to hurt her. Then, in October 2022, Claire was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, stage 3. The doctors were optimistic at first. Surgery, chemotherapy, a fighting chance. But the cancer spread faster than anyone expected. Daniel was incredible. He quit his job to take care of her. He was at every appointment, every treatment, every bad night. He held her hand through all of it. Margaret visited constantly during those 8 months, helping. But she wasn't watching Claire. She was watching Daniel. She told me once, and this still makes me sick, that watching Daniel care for Claire made her want him more. The gentleness, the devotion. She said it confirmed that she'd been right about him all along. On June 3rd, 2023, Claire Whitmore died. She was 43 years old. Daniel was destroyed. Margaret saw her opportunity. The funeral was held on Saturday, June 10th, 2023. Over 200 people attended. Claire was loved by everyone who knew her. Daniel gave the eulogy. He could barely get through it. Margaret gave a reading. She cried. She talked about how unfair it was to lose her only daughter. And then came the reception. The reception, 3 p.m. The funeral home has a large gathering room. Food, drinks, people sharing memories of Claire. Her photo is displayed on an easel near the entrance. Daniel is overwhelmed. He keeps stepping away from conversations, trying to find a quiet corner to breathe. Margaret follows him. She approached him at least 4 times in the first hour. Each time he'd politely excuse himself and walk away. Each time she'd find him again. Daniel's movements are captured on the funeral home security cameras. So are Margaret's. At 3:47 p.m., Daniel steps into a corner near the back of the room. He's alone. He's staring at the floor. Margaret approaches. The kiss. 3:48 p.m. I know you're hurting. I'm hurting too. We're the only ones who loved her like we did. She puts her hand on his face. He doesn't move. He's exhausted, grief-stricken, in shock. She kisses him. The security camera captures everything. 11 seconds. Her hands on his face. His hands, after a moment of frozen confusion, on her waist. Not pulling her closer, not pushing her away. Just there. He doesn't kiss back, but he doesn't stop it either. What neither of them knows. Across the room, Claire's brother Michael has his phone out. He was about to take a photo of the memorial flowers. Instead, he captures his mother kissing his dead sister's husband. The fallout. 48 hours. Michael doesn't confront them at the funeral. He's too shocked, too disgusted. That night, he sends the video to Claire's best friend, Sarah. Sarah sends it to Daniel's family. Daniel's family sends it to everyone. By Monday morning, the video has been seen by hundreds of people. The narrative formed instantly. Daniel was a predator. He'd been grooming Margaret while Claire was dying. He couldn't even wait until she was in the ground. No one asked Daniel for his side. No one considered that the 72-year-old woman might have been the aggressor. Margaret made sure of that. Margaret's version. When people confronted Margaret, she played the victim perfectly. He took advantage of my grief. I was vulnerable. I'd just lost my daughter. He knew exactly what he was doing. She cried. She trembled. She looked every bit the grieving mother manipulated by a younger man, and everyone believed her. Margaret had been playing this role her whole life. The victim, the martyr. She knew exactly which buttons to push. Daniel tried to explain. He told people Margaret had been pursuing him for years, that she kissed him, that he was in shock and didn't know how to react. No one listened. Within 2 weeks, Daniel Mercer lost everything. His job? He worked at a firm connected to Claire's father's business. They let him go immediately. His friends, most of them were Claire's friends first. They chose a side. It wasn't his reputation. The video was everywhere. Comment sections called him a predator, a monster, a sick bastard who couldn't wait for his wife to die. He called me crying. He said, "I loved Claire more than anything. I never touched her mother. Why won't anyone believe me?" I didn't know what to say. Daniel retreated. He stopped answering calls, stopped leaving his house, the house he'd shared with Claire, the house that still smelled like her. Margaret, meanwhile, was thriving. She was getting sympathy from everyone. People were sending her flowers, calling to check on her. She was the grieving mother who'd been victimized by her predatory son-in-law. She loved every second of it. In August, Daniel's sister found him in his garage. Carbon monoxide. He'd been dead for 2 days. His note was 3 lines. I loved my wife. I never touched her mother. But no one will ever believe me. Claire, I'm sorry I couldn't survive without you. Daniel Mercer was 45 years old. Michael Whitmore didn't go to Daniel's funeral. He couldn't face it. But something was bothering him. Had been bothering him since the day he sent that video. The more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense. Daniel looked frozen in that video. Not passionate, not eager. Frozen. Like a deer in headlights. Michael went back through his phone. He'd been taking photos all day at the funeral. Candid shots of family, the flowers, the memorial display. And in the background of those photos, in videos he didn't even remember taking, he found something. Margaret. Approaching Daniel, again and again. There's one video where you can see Daniel literally walk away from her, and she follows him across the room. There's another where she corners him by the bathroom. He's got his hands up like he's trying to create distance. Michael had captured the whole pattern. His mother pursuing Daniel, Daniel retreating, Margaret following, for over an hour before the kiss. I watched my mother hunt that man. That's the only word for it. Hunt. Michael sent the full footage to Sarah. Sarah posted it online with a single caption. Watch the whole day, then tell me who the predator was. The response was immediate. People started seeing what I saw. Margaret approaching him over and over, Daniel walking away. The kiss didn't look like passion anymore. It looked like a man who'd been cornered until he couldn't escape. Margaret's reputation collapsed. The same people who'd sent her flowers were now calling her a predator, a manipulator, a woman who'd spent 6 years pursuing her daughter's husband and struck the moment her daughter was dead. But Daniel wasn't there to see it. There was no trial. Margaret didn't break any laws. Kissing someone isn't a crime, even if it destroys their life. But the court of public opinion delivered its verdict. Margaret lost everything. Her friends, her community. Her church asked her not to come back. She became a pariah. Michael cut off all contact with his mother. So did the rest of the family. I can't prove she planned any of this. But I know my mother. She's strategic, she's patient, and she always gets what she wants. And here's what Margaret got. Claire's will left everything to Daniel. The house, $1.2 million in life insurance, her savings, her investments. With Daniel dead and no children, the estate passed to next of kin, Margaret. She inherited everything. Claire's money, Claire's house, everything Claire worked for, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Margaret Whitmore is 73 years old. She lives alone in her daughter's house. She doesn't give interviews. She doesn't respond to messages. Daniel's sister filed a civil suit arguing that Margaret's actions contributed to Daniel's death. The case was dismissed. Emotional distress from a kiss isn't legally actionable. Daniel was a good man who loved his wife, and he died because a 72-year-old woman couldn't take no for an answer, and nobody believed him when he told the truth. Michael Whitmore still has all the footage on his phone. He watches it sometimes, trying to understand how he missed it for so long. My mother spent 6 years in plain sight, touching him, texting him, following him around at family events, and none of us saw it. We weren't looking. Daniel Mercer was kissed by his mother-in-law at his wife's funeral. 11 seconds of footage destroyed his entire life. Everyone saw what they wanted to see. A younger man, an older woman. They assumed he was the predator because that's what the world expects. But the full footage told a different story. A story of a woman who wanted something that wasn't hers, who waited 6 years, who struck the moment her daughter was gone. Daniel didn't kiss Margaret. He didn't pursue her. He didn't want her. But none of that mattered. By the time anyone looked at the evidence, he was already dead. Margaret Whitmore buried her daughter on Saturday. She kissed her daughter's husband on Sunday. And 6 months later, she inherited everything her daughter left behind. Some predators are young and aggressive. Some are old and patient. Daniel Mercer learned the difference too late, and the only person who could have saved him was already in the ground.